Okay, so now we're ready to start creating viewports and positioning our viewports on the screen here. If you look at figure 08 on page 9, we have to create 4 viewports. We really have to create 3 because we've one already created here, and we can modify this one. So if you kind of look carefully at the drawing of figure 08, and we can left click on this and we can actually modify this. Now I recommend, you see the way it's snapping to that, so I recommend you take off the object snap just for now and actually take off ortho as well, because it's not kind of very important that the actual size of these viewports are positioned, because you just kind of can place them on the screen roughly. What's the most important thing about these is the actual scale of them, so you can position them roughly there, and you see I'm kind of just pulling this roughly along here. I'll just take off ortho again. I seem to have turned it on again, my little mouse. So I come across here and it's approximately, where is it, just kind of here approximately, and up here as far as just the bottom of the C. I think that's roughly where it is. We can always adjust this later anyway, it's not too important. So you can see we've got that kind of adjusted there and moved there. And we're not too worried about the content of that viewport just yet. We're going to create a few more viewports, and then we'll worry about sort of what we want to position in those viewports at a later stage. If I go to the View tab, there's a little Viewports panel here. Now the command, the icon I'm looking for actually isn't really on that little Viewports panel. I'm just kind of searching there. If I go to View and Toolbars, and here we go down here to Viewports. So I turn on this toolbar. That's the little icon I'm looking for. Create a single viewport. The keyboard shortcut for it isn't very short either. If you look, it's minus viewports is the keyboard shortcut for it. So I don't know, maybe you want to kind of modify your machine just to kind of pop that button in there. So you know, using the little CUI interface, you could kind of pop in a little button into that viewports panel there, and that little single one would be well worth kind of popping into that if you use this panel, or if you want to use this little toolbar, you can use it as well. So if I click on that, and creating a viewport is as simple as just kind of drawing a rectangle. So it's looking for a specified corner point, and it's looking for another corner point approximately down there, and we've got a viewport created. And I just noticed I didn't change my layer. Change my layer to PS viewports. It's important that they're on the correct layer. I'll highlight that and change that. Back to my little view here. If I kind of pick this button here, it's kind of a new viewport. You see it's kind of plus viewports as opposed to this one, which is minus viewports. See the keyboard shortcut. So plus viewport brings that up. If I just kind of click OK on that, it'll still let me do it. It's just kind of annoying that I kind of have to pop into that window first before I can create my viewport. And if I do minus viewports, I can also get a viewport created here as well. And you see I'm not kind of worried too much about the actual size of them. I can kind of resize them at a later stage. I haven't paid too much kind of attention to that bit. So that's creating my viewports and putting them in there. Like I say, you might want to kind of, if you use this little viewport, you might want to think about popping that button onto it, and just see how that gets on. Okay.